There is a god who has traveled through more than 1,000 years of history, who survived entire empires, religions, and wars, and who still reigns today on our movie screens. That god is Thor. But here is the thing. The Thor you know, the one played by Chris Hemsworth with his chiseled abs and his one-liners in The Avengers, is nothing more than a watered-down, barely recognizable version of the real Thor. The Vikings Thor. The one who made frost giants tremble, and who, according to the ancient Norse texts, was fated to die in a way Marvel has never truly dared to show you. In this video, we are going back to the source. We are going to break down the original myth, compare every detail with what Marvel made of it, and I can promise you, some of what you are about to hear will genuinely catch you off guard. Stay until the end, because the last chapter about Thor's true fate in Norse mythology is something nobody ever really tells you. Forget the blue-eyed blonde with the perfect smile. In the Norse mythology texts, the Eddas, Thor is described as a massive, red-haired, bearded giant of a man, with eyes that burn red with fury when he fights. A raw force of nature, capable of devouring 2 whole oxen in a single meal and draining barrel after barrel of mead without stopping. A far cry from the polished Asgardian prince of the MCU. Thor, whose name simply means thunder, is the son of Odin, the supreme god, and of Jord, the goddess of the earth. He rules over thunder, lightning, and storms, but also, and this is less well known, over fertility and harvests. For the ancient Scandinavians, when thunder rolled across the sky, it was not a weather event. It was his hammer crashing down on his enemies. Thor was not a god of the elite. He was the god of the people. Odin, his father, was worshipped by kings and poets. Thor, on the other hand, was the protector of farmers, sailors, and laborers. The one you called on when you were afraid, when a storm was closing in, when the forces of chaos threatened the order of the world. And that is a fundamental distinction that Marvel completely erased by turning him into an Asgardian aristocrat. Let's talk about Mjolnir, the legendary hammer. Arguably the most recognizable symbol in all of Norse mythology. Its name in Old Norse means the crusher, or lightning. It was forged by 2 dwarves, Sindri and Brokkr, and it has one well-known trait. It always returns to its master's hand after being thrown, and never misses its mark. But in the original myths, Mjolnir is far more than a weapon of war. It is a sacred object. It was used to bless marriages, consecrate births, and escort the dead into the next world. The hammer was placed on the bride's lap during wedding ceremonies to call down Thor's protection. Hundreds of Mjolnir-shaped amulets have been found in archaeological digs across Scandinavia. Now, Marvel did keep many of these elements. The returning hammer, the summoning of lightning, the idea that only someone worthy can lift it. Except that whole worthiness thing is a pure invention of the comics. In the Eddas, Mjolnir is so heavy and so powerful that nobody other than Thor has the raw physical strength to pick it up. No concept of moral merit. No Captain America triumphantly raising it above his head. Just a matter of brute force. And to actually wield it without shattering his hands on the too short handle, Thor wore a pair of magical iron gloves called Jerngripper, along with a belt of strength, the Mjolnir, which doubled his power. Those 2 essential accessories, the MCU never showed them once. If this video is teaching you things you never knew about Thor, then subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. It really helps me out, and you will never miss another video like this one. The Thor of the Eddas is a larger-than-life character, with adventures that blend heroic epic and outright absurd humor. One of the most famous stories is the theft of Mjolnir by the giant Thrym. The giant agrees to return the hammer only if he is given the goddess Freya as his bride. The solution Thor and Loki come up with? Thor disguises himself as the bride, Loki plays the role of the bridesmaid, and the two of them head to the giant's hall. During the wedding feast, Thor eats so much that Thrym starts questioning his future wife's appetite. Loki smoothly explains that Freya had not eaten for 8 days, so consumed was she with anticipation of the wedding. When Mjolnir is finally brought out to bless the union, Thor seizes it and proceeds to slaughter everyone in the hall. It is brutal, it is funny, and it is completely Norse. Then there is the episode of the fishing trip for the giant serpent Jormungandr with the giant Hymir. Thor uses an ox head as bait and manages to hook the monster. A titanic battle erupts. The oceans shake. But just as Thor is about to land the killing blow with Mjolnir, Hymir, paralyzed with fear, cuts the fishing line. The serpent sinks back into the depths. A missed encounter, one that already foreshadows the final duel foretold by prophecy. Let's get to the heart of it. What are the real differences between the mythological Thor and the Marvel version? The first one, as we have seen, is the physical appearance. Red-haired and massive versus blonde and sculpted. The second major difference is the relationship with Loki. In the Marvel films, Loki is Thor's adoptive brother. In the mythology, Loki is not Odin's son at all. He is Odin's blood brother, which technically makes him Thor's uncle. Their relationship in the ancient texts is infinitely more complex and ambiguous than anything the films suggest. The third difference involves Hela. In Thor Ragnarok, she is presented as Odin's hidden firstborn daughter and Thor's older sister. In the original myths, Hel is actually Loki's daughter, not Odin's. Marvel streamlined everything to create a Shakespearean family conflict that works on screen, but in doing so, completely erased what the texts actually say. Then there is the love life. In the mythology, Thor is married to Sif, the golden-haired goddess. No Jane Foster, no human romance. In the comics, that relationship was invented because in 1962, the Comics Code Authority prohibited characters from committing adultery. Stan Lee created Jane Foster to fuel romantic storylines. And finally, there is the matter of flight. In the films, Thor takes off by throwing Mjolnir and holding on for the ride. In the myths, it is actually his chariot, pulled by two magical goats named Tooth Gnasher and Tooth Grinder, that lets him cross the skies. And now we reach the final chapter, the one I promised you at the start. Thor's true fate in Norse mythology. Ragnarok, the twilight of the gods, is the prophetic end of the world announced since the beginning of time. It is not just a movie with Hela and Hulk in an arena. It is a cosmic, inevitable apocalypse in which nearly all the gods are destroyed. During the final battle on the plain of Vigrid, Thor faces his sworn enemy, the serpent Jormungandr, Loki's son, the one that got away during the fishing trip. This time, there is no escape. Thor fights the giant serpent with everything he has and manages to kill it with Mjolnir. A complete victory. Except that Jormungandr's venom has been spraying across his body throughout the entire fight. Thor takes 9 steps and collapses, dead from the poison. 9 steps. Not 10, not 8, 9. That precise detail appears consistently across all the texts. The Voluspa, the Edda of Snorri. Thor dies. No going back. No Infinity Stone to undo it. No Hollywood resurrection. It is a noble, heroic, and final death. And perhaps that is exactly what makes the mythological Thor greater than his Marvel counterpart. He fights knowing his death has been prophesied. He fights anyway. Marvel kept the spectacle of Ragnarok, but carefully steered around that tragic ending. Yet it is in that foretold death that the entire greatness of the character truly lives. Thor has existed in the human imagination for over 1,000 years. Marvel accomplished something remarkable, bringing this figure to a global audience that might never have encountered him otherwise. But the original version, the one found in the Eddas, in the poetry of the skalds, in the beliefs of the Vikings, remains incomparably richer, darker, and deeper. A god of the common people, red-haired and colossal, fated to die after 9 steps having saved the world. If you want to go further into Norse mythology, let me know in the comments. And if this video taught you something, share it. That is the best way to keep these stories alive for another 1,000 years.